Letting go and acceptance. Two things that have played a prominent role in my process. Two things that I want to spend some time talking about now. And there's two aspects to this that I want to explore. The first being using let go and accept as a technique. And they have their place, and they're very beneficial when used as a technique. Personally, in my life, they've been very beneficial. There's been numerous times that I can recall where I was holding on to something, something that happened in the past, something someone said 2 days ago, something someone did 30 years ago, where all it really took was for someone to say to me, "Oh, you just have to let go of that." Now, there's also been situations where someone saying that didn't accomplish me letting go of it, didn't snap me out of my tight grip on whatever it was I was holding on to. And in fact, their saying that phrase, just let go, actually increased my anger and my resentment. So it can be a slippery slope, and it can be tricky. What it takes is awareness, and it takes self-honesty for us to look inward when we can and notice what our experience is in any given situation where we're holding on to something and someone may present that concept to us, to just let go. Oftentimes when I can't let go and someone says to me, "Well, you need to just let go of that," I interpret it as very condescending. And that's something for me to look at. That's something for me to explore. How does my interpretation affect my experience? Does it increase my anger? Does it diminish my anger? So as techniques, letting go and accepting what is, or acceptance, can be very beneficial, and they have for me in the past. The area that I've been exploring recently that really is expanding my awareness is beginning to notice that letting go and accepting are really more of an end result than they are a technique. And what I mean by that is, if I do certain things, if I bring awareness to my experiences, if I practice self-honesty and looking at what is my experience right now in this moment, and by experience I mean, what are my thoughts, what are my physical sensations, and what are my feelings or my emotions? That information, which comprises my experience in any given moment, puts me in a position where my experiences offer me everything I need to know, everything I need to experience letting go. So often it's not that I'm able to let go of something, it's that the thing lets go of me. And it can only let go of me after I've looked at it, after I've looked at what is my experience in this moment. So let me see if I can give you an example. Let's use the example of something someone said. Okay, so someone said something 2 days ago, and I'm noticed or I'm aware that today, 2 days later, I'm still carrying it. I'm carrying some anger or some resentment towards what that person said. So here's where it gets interesting. To say I have to let go of that almost puts me in a position where I'm seeing myself as a failure because I haven't let go of it. Another way of looking at it is, well, yeah, obviously I have to let go of it. And if I could, I would. If I could have, I would have let go of it 2 days ago when the person said it. But I'm still experiencing anger and resentment. And that's the key. I have not let go of it. And for someone to say to me, you just need to let go of it, if I'm in the right place, it'll be helpful. But that's rare. So it becomes more a practice of not trying to let go, because if I now set out and try to let go, well, in trying, I'm saying something's not right. Something needs to be different. So rather than taking that approach, how about I try to take a more nurturing approach, a more self-loving approach that says, what is my experience in this moment? And my experience is one where I'm less than peaceful. I'm anxious, I'm resentful, I'm replaying thoughts over and over in my head, I'm replaying the scenario of when the person said the thing that I can't let go of. And it's in looking at that, it's in looking at my experience, my less than peaceful experience in this moment, where I can start to recognize that the anger and the resentment that I'm carrying have no value. All they're really doing is ruining my day. They're not doing anything to change the situation. They're not doing anything to change what was said. They're not even doing anything to change my interpretation of what was said. But if I can take a moment and bring awareness to my experience, as I've said, look at my emotions, feelings, my physical sensations, and the thoughts that are happening in my head, that's all the information I need. And when I start to look at that and I start to recognize that, okay, I'm not peaceful physically, I'm anxious, I'm tense, there's this weight that I'm carrying, emotionally I'm feeling anger and resentment, and then the thoughts that are going through is I'm replaying over and over the thing the person said, and how dare they say that, blah, 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 blah. Well, now it becomes very easy to see that I'm not holding on to it, that it's holding on to me. And by looking, I start to recognize the silliness in all of that. But it's only through the looking. I can try all day. I've been trying for 2 days in this example to let go, and I haven't been able to do it. Okay? So why not take a different approach? And the different approach, again, is to look at those 3 aspects of my experience. When I look at my experience, and I recognize it for the silliness that it is, that situation, that thought, or that event will undoubtedly, eventually, let go of me. And then I'm free. And anytime I can take this approach now, and I can go back and I can look back through all the times that I believed that I, quote unquote, let go. That wasn't the case at all. The situation really was that I looked at what the situation was. I looked and spent some time with what I was experiencing, and then it let go of me. Because that's all it wanted was awareness. That's all it wanted was attention. And in giving it that, in giving myself that self-nurturing look and honesty and acceptance of who I am, whatever it was I was holding on to lets go of me. And that's why I say letting go and acceptance actually become an end result. It's a byproduct of the looking. And I've said in other videos that looking is the key, and I'm reinforcing that again in this video. So the bottom line is, trying to let go has a place as a technique, and it can be very effective. But for those times when I'm unable to let go, it's the looking at my experience with compassion and self-nurturing love that ultimately frees me, and whatever it was I thought I was holding on to, it lets go of me. And then I'm free to move out into the world again peacefully and comfortably. If you like what you just watched, subscribe to this channel and visit my website at james-patrick-mcdonald.com for more subscription-related content.